Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Green Bay Packers and the New York Jets. All that and more coming up next.
Travel west from Midtown Manhattan through the Lincoln Tunnel to the Jersey side. It's MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. So good to be with you. Mike Tirico and Greg Olson here. Greg, as we look at this matchup, I'm looking around and hearing this crowd. They're so fired up for this one. What's it like when you come on the road and you've got a hostile environment you need to take care of?
You know, I always liked it. I always thought it added to the element of bringing some energy and bringing some juice, especially in pregame. But once that ball's kicked off, you want to settle this crowd down as fast as you can, especially on offense. Take them out of it. Get them back on their chairs, sitting on their hands. The more energy you give them, the more noise, it does make it a little less efficient to operate, especially on offense. So come out fast, come out furious, and see if you can take this crowd out right from the jump.
Just about set. Anders Carlson has the ball teed up. And off we go from MetLife Stadium. Now an opening past the 30. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. So the Jets offense ready to take over for the first time. They are led by their quarterback, the future Hall of Famer, Aaron Rodgers.
I had a coach tell me earlier in my career, Mike, specifically about the quarterback position. If you don't have fast feet, you better have a fast mind. And here we have a guy that has played a lot of games under center. He has seen a lot of football, and while he might not be as mobile, he might not have the arm strength to make all the throws he had earlier in his career, that experience behind center, that experience being in these moments before, man, having that quick mind, there's not a whole lot of defense is going to throw at him that he hasn't seen.
They face 2nd down and 7. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is a pass that just needs to be completed, Mike. The opportunity was there. His guy was open. They ran out of room a little bit there on the sideline. Couldn't quite get the ball up and down fast enough and ends up being thrown out of bounds.
What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? From the shotgun, it's A-Rod. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. 13 yards on that pass play. Good for a Jets first down.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
A-Rod now to throw on 1st down. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
To the air once more, it's Rodgers. That's to the running back, Breece Hall. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up 3rd down.
Here's 3rd and 2. They'll throw again. Here's Rodgers. He's got his man, complete to Wilson. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we're going to see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. From the gun, Rodgers. That's caught by the tight end, Tyler Conklin. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 9, and 3rd down coming up.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
And that is incomplete. Mike Williams, the one he was looking for. And now it's 4th down.
Just a couple plays ago, Mike, it felt like a touchdown was kind of inevitable. They were doing everything they wanted as they marched the length of the field, and then as they got down here close to the red zone and that field condenses, they started getting sloppy in their execution. Now, what do they do on 4th down? Do they try to keep their offense out there and extend the drive, or do they settle for 3? You know, they did a lot of good things on this opening drive, Mike. I know they stalled out once they got down there into the red zone. They're going to need to work on finishing some of these drives as this game moves along. But that's a good 3 points to start this game.
3 points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. On the return, here's Jaden Reed. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Green Bay offense set to go to work for the first time. And they're led by the man who waited his turn, the 2020 first-rounder, Jordan Love.
There was a lot of questions surrounding Jordan Love. Was he the long-term answer in Green Bay following in the footsteps of the legendary Aaron Rodgers? And I think last year in his first season as a full-time starter, he certainly quieted a lot of those questions. He spent time early in his career watching from the sideline, and he wasted no time showing he's one of the top young quarterbacks in the entire league.
12 yards on the game. That's good for a quick first down. Now the first carry of the game for Josh Jacobs. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. Once again, it's Jacobs. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. Dobbs headed in motion. Taking off, he'll try to get there. Love going to get to the ground, avoid the contact, and pick up a first down.
A gain of 22 yards, and the Packers first down.
So just a lone field goal in the first quarter of play. 3-0 is our score. More from MetLife Stadium after this. First and 10 now from the 36. Off the play fake. Here's Love.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Here's 2nd and 6. That is Musgrave, the man in motion. On 2nd down, Love. He finds Jaden Reed for the grab. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass, get past the 1st down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can draw up all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
2nd and 7. On play action, Love. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
That is Musgrave, the man in motion. He's got a man. That's Watson. And he's got the 1st down. A great job looking at engaging where the marker is and getting there to set up 1st and goal.
Really just comes down to everybody understanding the situation. You realize, how many yards do I need to get for the 1st down? And just make sure at least one of my receivers is past the sticks. That's where he went with the ball, and they're able to convert.
They'll come up with nothing there. Fortunate just to get back to the line. And that'll set up 2nd and goal.
All the qualities that make a good safety are seen on display on this play. Speed, pursuit, and then the intensity and the strength at the point of contact for the tackle to keep this ball carrier to no gain. That is a complete safety play.
Throwing on 2nd down, Love. Short throw there, pulled in by Musgrave. He brings it down to the 5-yard line, but now it is 3rd and goal. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Goal. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. And he will fight his way to the end zone. Jordan Love, touchdown Packers. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Anders Carlson now for the PAT. He's got it. And the Packers move out to a 7-3 lead. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. Set to return is Xavier Gibson. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Jets offense going to take over now for the 2nd time. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Quick slant into the hands of Wilson. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. Rodgers. Working free downfield. It is Williams. A gain of 21 on that pass play. And the Jets have a first down.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly second down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Again, it's Rodgers. Over the middle, that's Corley. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter.
Now the Jets going to use the first of their timeouts. Clock stops with a little under a minute to go in this second quarter. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Rodgers going up top again. That's right side and brought in by Williams.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first down.
He was looking for Malachi Corley, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
They went for it all on that one and just a little bit off. Ball winds up hitting the ground. They've got to move forward. The opportunities are out there. Better execution, better location, and they got some big plays in their future.
He's got it at the 3. And they'll get about 4 out of this one. Run after the catch. Hard to come by down here. Here comes 3rd and goal. Here's Rodgers. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
On comes Greg Zuerlein to try the field goal. This, about as short as you can get. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Jets are back within 1. It's 7-6.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
This one will be taken in the end zone. No run back forthcoming. And the ball coming out to the 30-yard line. The Packers offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. So we have reached halftime here, and the visitors from Green Bay out on top. As we get you down to Florida, Orlando specifically, it's where the coach is. Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Mike, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports halftime report. It was the Packers' leading man, quarterback Jordan Love, who turned in a solid performance in that first half. He's got the lone touchdown of the game on a touchdown run. We'll see if he can get it going through the air as this one goes on.
Coach, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out on top in this second half. Coming up, this returnable with Reed. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Packers offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. Their lead is just a point as they begin it on this drive with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Jacobs. And this will be a short pickup to about the 30. Hassan Reddick there to make the play. Here's a 2nd and 6. Love. Here's a screen taken in by Jacobs. This one going to be sniffed out, blown up in the backfield.
The best defenders can just sense when a screen is coming. They can tell the body language of the offensive lineman's pass set. They can tell on the drop of the quarterback. It just doesn't look right. It's exactly the case here. Great job getting to the back and taking him down for a loss.
The man in motion is Watson. And that is incomplete. Trying to connect with Romeo Doubs that time. And it's going to lead to 4th down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Jets offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. The deficit is 1 as they'll search now for that go-ahead score. He's going to air this one out. Oh, he's got a defender right with him, and it's an interception. Picked off by the safety, Xavier McKinney.
I think anytime you find yourself trailing in the second half, Mike, all offensive play callers fight the urge to chase those points. They tend to get a little bit overeager. They tend to push the envelope sometimes a little too far. Those turnovers, they only make the deficit grow, not shrink. Now, there's a lot of football left, Mike. They can still get back into this. They just have to be a little bit smarter about which risks you're willing to take.
The Packers offense ready to take over once more. They'll begin with terrific starting field position. It gets going with 1st and 10. The man in motion is Watson. On 1st and 10, here's Love. Catch made there by Watson. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that anytime a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. We just saw a great example of it here.
On the bootleg, it's Love. This one is caught by Reed. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. A 2nd down throw for Love. That one incomplete. Christian Watson, the intended receiver. 3rd down coming up.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete.
We're starting to see a lot of this on 3rd down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these 3rd down conversions. You know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball, and in this case, it falls incomplete, brings up 4th down.
Carlson's kick is good. And the Packers extend their lead to 10-6.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Gibson now on the return. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. So now the Jets offense ready to take over once more. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. He's got a receiver, Alan Lazard. And he's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. On the handoff, here comes Hall. And he will have the 1st down. Not a huge run, but enough to move the chains.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for 1st and 10. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. On 1st down, they go right back to Hall. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Well, after not having much success in the 1st half, they're able to get something going on the ground here to start the 3rd quarter. I'd love to see the play caller mix in some play action, mix in some pass game. That should open up some of these holes for better situations to run the ball.
Another run here with Hall. Room to run again. And he's going to take this all the way home. Breece Hall, touchdown, New York. Good-looking rushing touchdown there. Offensive line does its job. And that back taking off to the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, you're exactly right. He might get credit in the box score for that long rushing touchdown, but it was the big guys up front who were able to make that play possible.
Greg Zuerlein now for the point after. It's up and through. And the Jets go up by a field goal as they lead it by 3. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This returnable with Reed. Oh, he's got room past the 30. The Packers offense ready to get back to work. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Love. The open man is Reed. He's got it. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
We'll go play action with Love. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion.
An 8-yard pickup. And the Packer 1st down.
So we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs. He'll be brought down after a short pickup to the 45. Look him up on a 2nd down and 8. To throw is Love. To the left side in the hands of Watson. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Right back to Watson. Another grab. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
A run up the middle with Jacobs. And nice work here. He's got the 1st down to about the 30-yard line.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
Love to throw it on 1st down. That is intercepted. Picked off by C.J. Mosley. And the Jets are going to have it. They'll take over at their own 24-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The Jets offense make their way out to take over once more. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. The drive begins with a run, and it's hauled. And that'll be a pickup of 3.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll go again with Hall. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Well, that 2nd down play call is not real fancy, but at this point, Mike, they're in a battle with the clock. How much time can they run off and try to protect this lead? But now it brings up a pretty interesting 3rd down. Can they keep the ball and finish this thing on offense, or are they going to have to punt it away and have their defense finish the game?
Here's 3rd and 7. They'll drop to throw. That's taken in by Conklin, the tight end. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They will run it over center with Hall. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. On the give, it's Hall. And he'll take this one forward for about 3, and that's a first down. The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to a knee.
Delay of game, offense. Still second down.
Victory formation here as he's down to a knee.
Thomas Morstead in punt formation for the Jets.
So this one in the win column for the Jets. They were the aggressors from the start, able to dictate the pace of play, and in the end, they come away with the victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Jets as we say goodbye from MetLife Stadium.